In 2004, this company had 9,100 stores across the planet, 84,000 employees, $6 billion a year. 1 in 3 American homes had a little blue and yellow card in their wallet. And 4 years before all of that, they had the chance to buy Netflix, the whole company, for $50 million. They laughed. They laughed in the face of the man who would bury them. This is the story of how the largest video rental empire in the world looked at its own future and chose not to believe in it. But Blockbuster wasn't killed by Netflix. It killed itself. And I'll show you the exact day. 1985, Dallas, Texas. A man named David Cook opens a store unlike anything that existed. Back then, renting a movie was a bad experience. Small dark shops, few copies, and a hidden counter in the back with tapes nobody wanted to admit they watched. Cook did the opposite. A big store, bright, family-friendly, thousands of tapes, a computer system that knew in real time what every store was renting. Blockbuster was born as a data company disguised as a video store, and it worked far too fast. Within a few years, it would open a new store every 17 hours, but the speed that built it planted the seed that would destroy it. By the early 90s, Blockbuster had become a cultural phenomenon. Friday night at Blockbuster became a family ritual. The walls of movie covers, the smell of microwave popcorn on the shelf, the race to grab the last copy of the week's new release. In 1994, Viacom bought the company for $8.4 billion. At its peak in 2004, it had 60 million registered customers. But there was a detail in Blockbuster's money machine, a detail customers hated, and the company loved too much to let go. $800 million a year came from a single thing, and it was not renting movies. Late fees. Return the tape a day late? You pay. Forgot to rewind it? You pay. Almost $1 billion a year, close to a sixth of all its revenue, came from punishing its own customers. Blockbuster profited from people forgetting, and that is exactly what opened the door. In 1997, a man got a $40 late fee for returning Apollo 13 late. His name was Reed Hastings. Annoyed, he had an idea. What if renting a movie had no late fees at all? What if it came by mail with no due date? Netflix was born out of pure hatred for Blockbuster itself. The year 2000, Dallas. Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph fly to Blockbuster's headquarters. Netflix was still small, losing money, dependent on the mail. They make a simple proposal. Buy us for $50 million and we'll run your digital arm. Across the table, Blockbuster's leadership, under CEO John Antioco, nearly laughed. $50 million for a website that mailed out DVDs? They said no, politely, and they sent Netflix away. Here's what nobody tells you. Blockbuster realized its mistake and almost fixed it. The problem wasn't failing to see the future. It was what happened inside the house when they tried to reach it. 2004, Blockbuster wakes up. It launches Blockbuster Online. In 2005, Antioco does the unthinkable. He kills the late fees. He throws away an $800 million cash cow to compete for real. In 2006, it launches Total Access. Rent online, swap in the store. Customers loved it. But an investor named Carl Icahn joins the board in a proxy fight. He points at Antioco's pay, $51 million in 2004 alone, and declares war. A fight over a bonus becomes a war for the fate of the company. In 2007, Antioco is pushed out. In comes James Keyes, and the first thing he does is shut down the one thing that was actually working. From there, it was free fall. Netflix moved to streaming. No mail, no store, no friction. Blockbuster, now buried in debt and with no digital direction, watched the floor disappear. September 2010. Blockbuster files for bankruptcy. Nearly $1 billion in debt. In 2011, Dish Network buys the remains for $320 million. About 1,700 stores of what were once 9,100. In early 2014, the last corporate stores closed their doors. The empire of 9,100 stores had turned to dust in a single decade. And today, of the greatest video empire in the world, exactly one store remains. Bend, Oregon. Since March 2019, it is the last Blockbuster store on the entire planet. A relic, a tourist stop. People from all over the world take photos at the door of a ghost. And here is the lesson, because Blockbuster did not die of bad luck. It had everything: the brand, the money, the stores, the data, 60 million customers, and even the chance to buy the company that would kill it. It saw the future. It even started to build it. But when the future demanded courage, the company chose to defend its profitable past. It chose the late fee over reinvention. It chose the internal fight over the external war. Netflix didn't win by being bigger. It won because Blockbuster, on the inside, chose not to change. Empires are rarely destroyed from the outside. They rot from within, defending the very thing that once made them great. Blockbuster held the future in its hands and returned it with a late fee. If you like watching empires that had everything they needed to win destroy themselves, this channel is Collapse Docs. Subscribe, because every episode we open the case of another giant that fell. Next time, a company that dominated an entire world and bet against the very technology it had invented.